If you're a teacher, you got into it for the love of teaching, right? But the reality is, so much of your day is just paperwork. Well, what if technology could actually change that? What if AI could step in, not to take over, but to become the best teaching assistant you've ever had? Let's dive into how AI can do just that, lifting that massive weight and letting teachers get back to doing what they love most.
And this, right here, is the heart of the problem we're talking about. So many amazing educators are just getting buried under this mountain of administrative stuff, tasks that have almost nothing to do with actually teaching. It's a huge drain on time and energy that really should be going straight to the students.
But imagine for a second, what if you had a little help? A helper who never gets tired, who can just chew through all those routine tasks and free you up to focus on the things that really, truly matter in the classroom. Well, that's the big promise of bringing AI into education.
So let's really break this down. We're calling it the teacher overload problem because that's exactly what it feels like, right? You're literally drowning in paperwork and it's smothering the passion that got you into teaching in the first place.
And this is that hidden workload we're talking about. It's the endless cycle of correcting papers, trying to create new worksheets from scratch, planning out entire units, and of course, keeping up with all the parent emails and calls. Any one of these is manageable, but when you pile them all together, it's just a constant drain on your time.
Okay, and let's get one thing crystal clear right from the start. This is not about technology replacing teachers. No way. The whole idea, the whole philosophy here is to support and empower educators. The human teacher is and always will be at the absolute center of the classroom. So let's start thinking about AI a little differently. It's not some robot overlord. A much better way to think of it is as your co-pilot. You're still the captain of the ship. You're the one flying the plane and making all the important decisions. The AI is just there to handle the routine stuff, to watch the gauges, so you can focus on where you're going and how to get there.
Yeah, just like this. Think of it as your own personal assistant, one that's tireless, ready to help you organize, generate materials, and just streamline that daily grind of managing a classroom. It's a partner, not a replacement.
All right, so how does this actually look in a real classroom? Let's get practical. We're going to look at 3 specific ways your new AI assistant can make a huge difference and give you back the one thing you can never get more of, your time.
First up, automated feedback. And honestly, this is a total game changer. Imagine, instead of spending your nights and weekends with a red pen, you have an AI that can analyze student work in seconds. It can check for grammar, spot errors in math problems, and give instant, objective feedback based on the exact rules you set.
I mean, just look at the difference when you put it side by side. What takes you hours or even days becomes instant. Where we as humans can sometimes be a little subjective, the AI is totally objective, using a set rubric. And maybe the most important part, the focus shifts from just pointing out mistakes to actually helping create individual learning paths for every single student.
Okay, superpower number 2 is instant content creation. Think about this. You need a worksheet on, I don't know, the solar system, but for 3 different reading levels? Done. How about a unique illustration for a history lesson? Or even a short animated video that explains a tough science concept? An AI can generate all of that in minutes. It's like having an infinite, custom-built resource library right at your fingertips.
And check out this amazing example. A student writes a super detailed description of a character from their imagination. You just pop that text into an AI image generator, and boom, the student's vision comes to life right there on the screen. It's this incredible way to connect creative writing to an immediate visual reward. How cool is that?
And the third big one, smarter lesson planning. This is where that co-pilot idea really takes off. The AI can look at your curriculum goals and suggest creative lesson ideas. Then it can search the entire internet for the best videos, articles, and activities to match. It can even draft a whole lesson plan for you, from the warm-up to the final summary. And, this is the best part, it can automatically create different versions of the materials for all the different learning levels in your class.
Okay, but let's hit the pause button for a second and be real. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, for sure, but it's not a magic wand. It absolutely needs a human in the loop. A teacher with critical thinking skills who understands its limits.
So even though this potential is so exciting, we have to go into it with our eyes wide open and be aware of the challenges. Because, doing this responsibly is just as important as the technology itself. So as we start using these new tools, there are 4 really big things we have to keep in mind. First, student data privacy is non-negotiable, period. Second, anything an AI creates absolutely needs to be reviewed by a professional teacher.
You got to think of it like a really brilliant intern. It has great ideas, but the expert in the room always needs to give it a final check. And of course, none of this works if our schools don't have the basic digital infrastructure to support it.
So when you put this all together, what you start to see is, well, it's a fundamental shift in what it means to be a teacher. By automating all that administrative junk, AI lets educators evolve from being managers of paperwork to becoming true mentors for their students. And this right here is the big payoff. This is why all of this matters so much. Just imagine it, spending less time on grading and more time on one-on-one mentoring, less time making basic materials and more time actually fostering creativity, less time on routine planning and more time on genuine personal interaction. That's the goal here, to free up teachers to do the amazing, irreplaceable work of inspiring students.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. If we embrace AI as a helpful partner, we're not just making a teacher's job a little easier. We're unlocking so much human potential. We're creating the space for the kind of connection and inspiration that actually changes lives. The question really isn't if AI is coming to the classroom anymore. It's what are we going to do with all the time it gives us back?